Did you know that Irene Dunne's path to stardom took an unexpected turn? Believe it or not, she initially aspired to be an opera singer, but a failed audition at the Metropolitan Opera changed the course of her life. To Hollywood and its fans, Irene Dunne was boring. She was the perfect definition of an anti-star. The actress didn't engage in controversies, married once, and stayed married. Unlike her peers that gave fodder to the numerous gossip outlets, Irene starved them. However, her being boring by Hollywood standards didn't mean she was really boring. Her life wasn't perfect, and she struggled too. Hollywood needed Irene Dunne more than she needed it. Yes, you read that right. The actress wasn't caught in the loop of Hollywood and didn't feel the constant need to chase stardom. The star started out in Hollywood, and you would think that she would pursue longevity to make up for lost time. Only she did the exact opposite. After 22 years of acting, the actress chose to bow out. No, it wasn't because she couldn't work or get work. She just chose to leave. The actress loved to be in quality pictures and went through a semi-retirement where she only appeared in a film per year. Her reason for this was typical of her character. The actress revealed her decision because there wasn't quality films for actresses of her age. So, she didn't choose to retire because of her talent. Not in the least. It was her talent that even defined her. The actress wasn't the classic Hollywood beauty. She was no Monroe or Kerr, but she had what most actresses of her era didn't: poise. Dunne had the kind of presence you would expect from someone from the royal family or a person that was born into wealth. She wasn't any of those things, but her class was apparent. The actress simply didn't feel real. She was just different. What kind of Hollywood star would choose to disappear from the public when they were still in demand? Some stars retired and were firmly rooted in the Hollywood glitterati, but not this down-to-earth actress and singer. Yes, she could sing. Singing was something she thought she would do for a career. Her ambition was to become an opera singer, but Irene understood the limitations of her talent and decided that opera was most definitely not her path. Her acting in Hollywood was a pure stroke of luck, but more of that later. Speaking of talent, did you know that Irene almost erased her legacy? In Hollywood, typecasting was normal, and sometimes it benefited the stars that were typecast. An actress could be typecast in comedic roles and be known as the comedy queen. An actor could feature in so many action films that he ruled the genre. The queenly Irene wasn't like that. Her ability was vast, and she wanted to explore the very depths of it. She even hated the idea of being boxed into a place. The star revisited the idea of her becoming involved in romantic comedy more than usual. This is not minding the fact that she was good at it. She was good at everything, actually, and as we mentioned, it harmed her. Rather than be known and celebrated for one thing, the actress was instead known for many things, which has allowed her to be slowly eased from people's memory. It also didn't help that Hollywood was trying to bury the actress. Most of her hit films were remade, and some of the actresses that played the part she formerly played did excellently. Deborah Kerr reached legendary status on the back of 2 Irene films. Kerr's An Affair to Remember was a remake of Love Affair. Also, The King and I was a musical remake of 1946's Anna and the King of Siam. Jane Wyman also played Irene's role in the remake of Magnificent Obsession. The Oscar-winning Cimarron, which, surprisingly, Irene didn't win an Oscar, got remade twice in 1941 and 1961. Marilyn Monroe's Something's Gotta Give and Doris Day's Move Over Darling was Irene's My Favorite Wife. Even directors eyed the films Irene was a part of, and Steven Spielberg remade Irene Dunne and Spencer Tracy's hit A Guy Named Joe Always Into Always, and even Martin Scorsese had a dab into one of the actress's works. However, not all of the remakes were successful. Irene was a juggernaut. Her talent was like a wildfire that only a few could contain. Other actresses were not so lucky or brilliant. Kerr and Irene's talent consumed them. While Jane Wyman did well in Magnificent Obsession, she overstretched herself when she decided to try her hand at one of Dunne's greatest films, The Awful Truth. The newer version, titled Let's Do It Again, was so bad that the filmmaker would never do it again. Screwball comedies like The Awful Truth have no business being remade. Just because an actress was a star didn't mean they had the tools to take on a role. Speaking of stars, Rita Hayworth, Marilyn Monroe, and Clara Bow are known for their incredible appeal and their work, which was a bit monotonous. These stars also leapt from one man to another as they courted controversy like their life depended on it. Irene pursued the serene. Peace was quite important to her, and she had it in abundance. Another thing she had in abundance was charm. The actress could be a Sunday school teacher writing dirty novels, a heartbroken person, and a caring mother. In all of these roles, you are guaranteed to fall in love with her. That's if you can survive her comedy. If you think we are exaggerating, go watch her in The Awful Truth, and you won't have an awful time. But maybe you will have an awful time considering your ribs will hurt on account of the laughter. Paired with Cary Grant, the two stars delivered comedic gold. Their chemistry was so warming that they got to be in 2 more films together. Gushing over her performance in The Awful Truth, Cary said, "Her timing was marvelous. She was so good that she made comedy look easy. If she made it look as difficult as it really is, she would have won her Oscar." The actress didn't win the Oscar, or any Oscar for that matter. She was close, and she would be close 5 times in her career. Even when others were getting honorary awards, somehow, the Academy didn't remember the actress for such honor. She did set an awful record. It must have hurt that she lost the award to the same actress twice in a row. However, this took nothing away from her performance in The Awful Truth, or any of her other works. Speaking of The Awful Truth, it was about a couple who gave the outlook of a happy marriage, but nothing could be further from the truth. After a series of funny misunderstandings and suspicions of infidelity, the two, while still very much in love with each other, decided to divorce, much to the annoyance of family and friends. Now, while the divorce was going on and the two were moving on to other people, they sabotaged each other's relationship. The actress's character, Lucy, was incredibly creative about her sabotage attempts. One of the funnier ones was when she pretended to be her soon-to-be ex-husband's sister and began to reveal so-called family secrets. She ruined the man's party by being loud, drinking, and performing a jarring musical to the parents of her ex's new woman. The film had the actress combine her talents of singing and acting. In that movie, you would genuinely see why the actress not allowing herself to be pinned is one of the best things for her, even if it did later affect her recognition. The movie allowed her to use the fullest extent of her talent as a dramatic actress, although she wasn't a Bette Davis. She also got to dazzle as a comedian, even if she wasn't the queen of comedy like Carole Lombard and Claudette Colbert were. Her numbers were excellent. However, she wasn't a celebrated musical leader like Jeanette MacDonald. And while the film played to her beauty, she wasn't a bombshell like Hedy Lamarr. The actress was none of these people, but a combination of them all. It's interesting that despite her performance, quips, and humor, people still find her boring, but she wasn't. Or maybe she was, but is boring bad? Irene's birth was dramatic. The actress was almost born on a riverboat when her parents were going to Madison, India. So, the actress's parents left the boat to their home at 507 Easy Gray Street, and her mom gave birth to her as Irene Mary Dunne on December 20th, 1898. Irene had an idyllic life rooted in family and Christianity. Her father worked on a steamboat and was promoted to supervising steamboat inspector, meaning her family had to move to St. Louis. She attended St. Benedict's Academy in Louisville and studied at Loretto Convent. The actress began to perform from school, and her soft, idyllic life continued. But everything was about to change. Her father got sick. His kidney was infected, and he eventually died despite attempts to save him. But before he died, he gave her a parting gift. He told her, "Happiness is never an accident. It is a prize we get when we choose wisely from life's great stores." The statement would guide the actress throughout her life. It was what prevented her from becoming one of Hollywood's many victims. After her dad's death, Dunne and her mother moved to Madison, India, where her mother's father, who worked at a boiler factory, lived. The actress appeared in her first stage role as Mustard in A Midnight Summer Dream in high school. Then she also participated in the St. Cecilia stage play, which was a hit among the people that the cast toured to Kentucky to perform. It would be the actress's first touring experience, and it wouldn't be the last. Due to her mom being a concert pianist and music teacher, the actress began to lean towards music and voice performance. With the amount of music lessons she took, it was only normal. Heck, the actress missed out on playing with her age mates because of music lessons. To help her hone her singing talents, her mom pulled some strings and got her a music scholarship at the Oliver Willard Pierce Academy of Fine Arts in Indianapolis. Soon, the actress followed the path of a professional and got practice through the church. The actress performed with a church choir and was paid for her efforts. She graduated from high school, but she wasn't pursuing fame. Irene pursued more practical things. It was off to the Indianapolis Conservatory of Music for her to become a music teacher. When she got her certificate, Irene was looking for a job, content to pursue a life within the classroom educating students. But something shifted in her. While she was on her way to get a teaching job, Dunne decided to be spontaneous. She saw a singing contest that the Chicago Musical College organized and went, "I could do that," and decided to enter the competition. She dominated the competition, won, and got a scholarship to Chicago Music College, which Dr. Florence Ziegfeld owned. She studied voice, sight reading, harmony, music history, pedagogy, French and Italian. She was aiming to be a soprano opera singer. So, before she finished school, she left for New York after her second year to audition with the Metropolitan Opera Company. She failed the first time. Not ready to give up, she tried again the second time and failed. As good as she was as a singer, the company felt her voice was too slight and her experience too little. But there was hope. A friend took her to another touring company. However, the hope she had left got dashed when the company's choreographer rejected her, even when the business manager wanted to offer her the role. In a fit of anger, Irene left the theater. When she calmed down, she realized she had forgotten her bag. When the actress returned to pick up her bag, the choreographer made her a deal. She would get a role if she was ready to learn from the group's ballet mistress. So, the actress learned to dance, and the manager and choreographer were true to their word. Despite her minimal experience, they gave her the title role in the stage play Irene. And so, the actress was on her way. She got Broadway jobs, with her debut being Tessie in Zelda Sears' The Clinging Vine. Many more roles came, and she played the lead in some of them. She was the lead in Lucky Girl, and she wasn't lucky at all, and the show wasn't well received. Then she met him, and wanted to give everything up because of him. "May I have your number?" Dr. Frank Griffin said at a party at the Baltimore Hotel. Griffin had asked the question after the two had a bizarre conversation. While not meaning to give him, she did and was eager for him to call. He did, and the two ended up marrying. The actress was ready to drop her career and be a full housewife, but her husband encouraged her to follow her dream career. She did, then she met him. This time, it was director Florence Ziegfeld Jr. The two met in an elevator when she returned from her honeymoon, and the director thought she was his potential client. The two interacted, and when Ziegfeld was casting for Showboat, the man gave her the role of Magnolia Hawks, and she toured with the Boston Company. Then it happened. RKO representatives saw her, and they saw a massive potential. They got her, but there was a catch. The actress didn't want Hollywood to know she had married. It wasn't because she wanted to cheat, but she feared the gossip mills in Hollywood and wanted to preserve her marriage and career. Griffin was in on it and made it work by trying to travel with her. But it wasn't easy. He also had work to think of. So, the actress felt lonely, and to rub salt on her injury, her early roles reflected her loneliness. But those films were great hits. It was like the actress channeled her real-life loneliness into those films. After an early beginning in serious roles, the actress reprised her Magnolia Hawks role in the film adaptation of Showboat. This new version of Dunne delighted the audience. They wanted more of her. RKO responded by giving them exactly what they wanted. She was Theodora in Theodora Goes Wild. Then she was in Happened One Night. The actress's secret about her husband was revealed and didn't lead to the death of her career. Her grandmother died, which shook her, but the actress healed and continued to act. She also participated in politics and was vocal against the House of Un-American Activities Committee, and they said she was boring. Eventually, the actress resigned from acting in the mid-50s to focus on her family. When her husband died, she began to oversee his interests. The actress focused on charity and other activities before she got sick when she was 90. The actress had an irregular heartbeat for a year, and eventually, it would claim her life after leaving her bedridden for a month. Just as she lived, the actress had a private funeral and was buried beside her husband. She was another legend that lived a full life and survived Hollywood's viciousness. Do you want to explore the hidden corners of Hollywood's history? Up next, we have a video that will leave you spellbound. The dark truth about Jane Greer's life under Howard Hughes' control. Watch the video now.